Today on the channel, I'm going to show you my Diver Down Frankenstein. Alright, today I've got something special for us on the channel. I'm going to show you a guitar that I made. And I apologize for any background noise. My dog Buki here is tearing the heck out of this rubber pig for some reason. Anytime I start to shoot videos, he's gotta do something. You're just a good boy, right, Books? He knows he's in trouble. Okay. All right. So back to this guitar. This is a Diver Down. This was a 5150 body that I bought from China. Okay, I bought this body like 3 years ago, and it had a locking nut neck that was like it was kind of a hockey stick neck that wasn't great. But anyway, I wound up getting rid of that neck and had this body laying around, and I painted it. I stained this thing brown. I painted it purple. And I hated all the renditions of it. And I finally decided I'm going to do this Diver Down scheme. And this is before I knew Kramer actually had a Diver Down scheme guitar. I was really kind of bummed when I found out later that there was a Diver Down guitar. I thought I was doing something original, but it's hard to do anything original these days. But I bought this, recently got this Chinese Fender branded neck with a locking nut on it. Reason I did this is I got this neck for like 60 bucks, and that was a great deal. And I'm trying to do these things on a budget and make things work and be good. So anyway, I put a Gibson Burstbucker 2 in the bridge, and this is a Sterling Floyd Rose style bridge. This thing is super smooth. I mean, it is. I love this Sterling bar. This thing is so nice. I had to route the body out just a little bit different. These things mount just a little different than Floyd, so I was surprised about that. This guitar has had so many twists and turns regarding its build that I finally feel redeemed in my craftsmanship, and the fact that this thing is back together and it plays and sounds so good. I'm just blown away. But I had to route the cavity, the neck pocket out a lot to get this neck to fit. I had to shave the neck down a little bit on each side for it to fit into the neck cavity. The truss rod is not a walnut style like ringed around the truss rod, so you can tell it's not a real Fender, but the truss rod's in good shape. The locking nut was way too high, so the action on this neck was insane. There was probably like, I don't know, I would say a 1/4 of an inch gap between the string and the first fret. But I wound up taking my Dremel tool and I gently lowered. I took this all off and I lowered the locking nut, so the action's really, really good. I adjusted the height of the bridge slightly. I had to loosen up the truss rod just a little bit. And this neck is so fat. I mean, the neck on this thing is like a baseball bat. I love thick necks, but this neck is on par with like a Richie Kotzen Telecaster thickness. It's thicker than my R8. It's unbelievable. I've got these really nice original Grover locking tuners on it. Sorry for the camera work here. I'm trying to do this all with one hand. I always date and initial my guitars just so I can kind of keep track of it. But here's what's another interesting thing about this guitar. The back of this guitar, I did kind of a Frankie design on the back. So I've got Diver Down on the front, and I've got Frankie on the back. Now this isn't the exact paint scheme of the Frankie, but I did it my own way, something that I thought was cool. So yeah, got the stripe on the back, and I got the Frankie, or the Diver Down scheme on the front. You can see where I taped it off. I wanted it to look like, not relic, but I wanted it to look not perfect. I wanted it to look just like it does. But this neck, it took me a while to get this thing on, and I got it set up. The action is great, and this thing absolutely screams. I love this guitar. I had no idea I was gonna dig this guitar the way that I do. A lot of times you make homemade guitars and you build kits and they play okay and you like them, but this thing really came out good, and I'm super happy with it. And I like the fact that it's Diver Down on one side and a tribute to Frankie on the other. So it's kind of like Diver Down and 84 in one guitar. So we'll check this thing out and give you a sound demo.